Yeah, I was on earlier with Amos Sahel saying that too has turned into a bowling machine. Rocks up and does this time and time again. That one he quite liked, and I did too. Just with that line, very conscious of pad before bat. And then he will get excited and bring Mr. Damasina into action. Could be given out from way up there. That excited.
There is no test cricket for Sri Lanka after this until March next year, but the domestic first-class season starts, so you'll expect Prabhat Jayasuriya to play a role in it. So a lot more overs from the 17th of August.
Is that down under in New Zealand? They play the Kiwis.
Yeah, that's in March, yeah.
Now it's ages away.
Again, that round. I think that's another thing that teams need to look at. You know, if you look at the spacing of test matches, I mean, it's far in between, and sometimes players who only play one version doesn't really become too appetizing, and they just got to keep themselves fit. They got to just practice for just a limited number of days, whilst you have so much of white ball cricket. So I think countries, boards need to look at this. They need to try and slot in. Yes, there is a test championship, but outside the test championship, if you can slot in, it would be ideal for Sri Lanka if they can slot in a few more test matches. Turn and bounce. 158 for 6. So 158 for 6. We're going to see young Dunit Velalage. He didn't bowl much. Just bowled 2 overs for 8. There goes the sweep. How do you really motivate yourself as a red ball cricketer? Because they know that there's so much of leagues that happens, the T20 leagues, so many T20 games played, but very little test cricket being played, particularly, I'm not talking about the big three, so to speak, not Australia, India or England, but I'm talking about the rest of the world. And it's not ideal for Sri Lanka. Now, for example, you play your test match in August and then you've got to go back to New Zealand.
Conditions which are rather foreign for subcontinent sides, let alone Sri Lanka. But yeah, look, I hear, and it's been talked about at length and thrashed out. Maybe a little freebie from the youngster. Well, Alagay, it's good to see him having an opportunity. Well, this, I mean, perfect for a youngster like him. Debut, but yeah, and then you mentioned you got first-class cricket starting soon. So that sort of season starts again a bit to fundamentally play red ball cricket, test ball. Test nation stuff, not much else. Yeah, you're right. It's challenging.
And also, it's good to play domestic cricket, but you'll also be wanting your top players to be performing and competing at the highest level. The white ball teams have lots of opportunities to do that. I mean, there are plenty of openings. It's just that the red ball cricketers, and it becomes a demoralizing factor, and you'll start losing cricketers from the red ball game. I mean, I do know some cricketers who don't think it's of any use to try and keep themselves fit, maybe for 10 days of cricket or 15 days of cricket in a year.
If you're good enough, you'll be playing a bit of county cricket. In terms of the non-big star players that really are taking the contracts and the money, as we know, in the white ball game. So yeah, I mean, but hopefully I think young guys from this region. I mean, Shakib Al-Hassan from Bangladesh, he played quite a bit of county cricket and applied his trade a bit there. But there are those shorter term contracts in this day and age that you can get a go. So that's positive in terms of red ball, first class and test cricket. But you're right, more and more swamped.
That might be some kind of inspiration. 163 for 6.
Salman scrapping. He really is scrapping hard. 44 of 89 deliveries he is. Talk about someone that contributes. The previous two on air were talking about the long version game. Missed everything, I think. It's nicked it. I thought it had missed absolutely everything. Instead, it's found the outside edge from over the wicket.
Salman Ali giving it to the real full swing at it. And very unlucky for Sri Lanka, and Prabhat Jayasuriya just bisected that gap. 49 has been very good for Pakistan. It's the second test match in a tough ground so far. But he has fought really hard for his team.
Play with it a bit. Drag down. Right, poised. 49 not out. He hasn't got a test half century. This is his second test match. He's had to work very, very hard as all his senior teammates have fallen by the wayside and are sitting in the baskets in the dressing room. Salman, 49. Just a couple.
Sure, he's fought really hard. Still by 208 runs.